Hello everyone, welcome to Top Finance. Do you find yourself constantly measuring your wealth against others? Feel like you're lagging in the financial race? Society often paints a picture of wealth that's all about flashy cars, sprawling homes, and designer clothes. But do these symbols truly signify financial stability? Let's dive into this video where we uncover astonishing truths about real financial health and offer practical advice to propel you on your journey to genuine financial prosperity. Money matters often make us feel like we're lagging behind. No matter how hard we try, it seems like we're never rich enough, and there always seems to be someone our age doing better financially. But I'm here to tell you that you might be doing better with your money than you realize. I have some surprising money facts and helpful tips to share with you. In the United States, people might seem like they're doing really well, but the truth might be different. You might have seen people on social media, like Instagram or Facebook, showing off a luxurious lifestyle. But in reality, they might not have as much money as it seems, and they might be having a hard time paying for basic things. This kind of situation is quite common in America. Imagine this. Think of two different ways to look at how well you're doing with your money. The first way is like a game of showing off. In this game, people feel like they are not doing well with their money because they are always trying to have nicer things than others, like a bigger house or a more expensive car. But this game never ends. It keeps changing because people keep looking at what others have, especially on social media. For example, having a fancy car only makes you feel good if not many people have it. This game makes you always compare yourself to others, making you feel worried because there will always be someone richer with nicer things. The second way is like a game of building wealth quietly. In this game, it's not about showing off to others. It's about what you are doing with your money that people don't see. It's about saving money, making smart investments, starting a business, and spending money on things that will make you more money in the future. This game is about creating a strong financial future and living life the way you want to. Don't judge your money success by just showing off. Understand this, and you'll see you're doing better with your money than you think. The showing off game is like a movie preview. It only shows the good parts and hides the rest. So, take a moment and think, are you playing the money game that's best for you? Let me tell you some money facts. Did you know that more than half of Americans don't have savings for unexpected problems? In the UK, 40% of people don't have enough money saved to live for 1 month if they lose their job. And more than half of Americans can't deal with a $1,000 unexpected cost. This shows that many people are not ready for sudden money problems. In fact, 1 in 5 Americans has no savings at all. If you have saved more than $1,000 for unexpected costs, you're doing better than most Americans. It's very important to save money for sudden costs because unexpected things can happen anytime. It's good to save enough money to live for 3 to 6 months. If your job is very safe, saving money to live for 3 to 4 months is okay. But if your job is not very safe, try to save enough money to live for 6 to 12 months. Here are some helpful tips for saving money for unexpected events. Every time you get paid, plan your spending and save a little bit of money just for emergencies. This money doesn't need to be invested to grow. It should be kept somewhere easy to get to when there's an emergency. Only use this emergency money for really important unexpected needs, not for regular everyday things. Keep this money safe for very tough times. Even saving enough money to live for 1 month is a big step towards being more secure with your money. Here's another surprising money fact. 1/3 of Americans have not saved any money for when they retire. Can you believe that 1 in every 3 Americans has no savings for their older years, like when they are 60 or 70 years old? These are the years when you will really need money for important things like a place to live, food to eat, paying for electricity, and getting around. If you don't save money for when you're older, you might have to depend on others like your kids, grandkids, friends, or even the government to help you. But they might not be able to take care of you the way you want. So it's really important to think about saving money for your future now. You have to make sure that your future self will be okay. Try to save and invest your money now, even if it's just a little bit. Don't be one of the people who have no savings for their retirement. If you can save 10 to 15% of your money for your future, you're doing better than many people. And it's a good thing because the more money you save now, the better your life will be when you're older. It might be hard, but think of saving money as giving a gift to your future self. Here's another surprising fact I want to share. About half of all Americans use credit cards for their usual, everyday costs. It's quite shocking that nearly 50% of people in the United States rely on credit cards to pay for things they regularly need. On average, each family in America carries a credit card debt of about $6,000, making the total credit card debt in the country almost $1 trillion. What's interesting is that it's mostly the younger people who use credit cards for their basic needs. About 61% of Generation Z and 53% of millennials often use credit cards to pay for their necessary expenses. Credit cards are not always bad. They can be okay if you use them carefully and always pay off what you owe every month. But in my experience, they didn't really help me do well with my money. Research shows that people usually spend more when they use credit cards. Credit cards can make it easy to spend more than you have, and you can end up in debt if you're not careful. Many people are using credit cards more because of financial problems like rising prices. So, if you can save money, have some money set aside for emergencies, and pay your bills without getting into debt, you're actually doing better than many others. So, let me ask you a question. What amount of money do you believe you need to earn to feel financially happy? If you look at the average salary in the US, it's around $59, $2,128, as per Forbes. But here's an interesting point. These average earnings don't really shape how content we feel with our own income. Studies show that our happiness is more influenced by comparing our earnings with our friends and peers. If they earn more than us, it can make us feel less happy, even if we are actually doing quite well financially. There's a concept called loss aversion. It means that the sadness we feel from losing money feels stronger than the happiness we get from gaining the same amount of money. For example, imagine if you found a rare, valuable coin on the street. It would make you happy, right? But if you lost that same rare coin, the sadness you'd feel would be much stronger than the happiness you felt when you found it. It's a challenging cycle because as our earnings increase, so do the earnings of our friends, and we continuously compare ourselves to them. So, how do we escape this never-ending cycle of dissatisfaction? This brings us to the idea of societal success versus personal success. In simple words, our feelings of success are often shaped by societal expectations and comparisons with others. Imagine if you had magical glasses that could alter your perspective on life. Society usually applauds people with wealth, luxurious items, and a high social status. But what if we wore different glasses that allowed us to define success based on our own values and what is personally important to us, instead of societal standards? It would allow us to see ourselves in a new light. By doing this, we liberate ourselves from the constant comparisons and the pressure of living up to society's expectations. It's like freeing ourselves from a game where the rules are dictated by others, allowing us to live by our own rules and measures of success. Consider a scenario where you are faced with two paths in life. One path is about showcasing a lavish lifestyle to gain societal approval, which might lead to financial strain due to overspending and living beyond one's means. The other path involves living modestly and authentically, prioritizing savings and wealth building over appearances, even if it doesn't garner as much societal recognition or praise. In essence, it's a choice between pursuing a facade of wealth, which could lead to financial instability, or cultivating genuine wealth through mindful spending and saving, even if it means not being in the societal spotlight. Remember, real happiness comes from knowing that your money journey is special just to you, and what you think success means is the most important thing. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us today. If this video illuminated your financial path, consider sharing it with someone special in your life. Your shared insights could be the spark that ignites their journey towards financial prosperity and success. Top Finance is dedicated to guiding you through the realms of economic success. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn the notification bell to stay updated with our content. Have a wonderful time. I will see you in the next video.